Shall we go through what happened? I mean, I know that you probably all already know what's happened anyway, but shall we just walk through it? Just because the whole thing is just so beautiful. Andrew Tate and Greta Thunberg need to stop flirting and just fuck already. This is how it started. From this random tweet from this MMA fighter. Andrew Tate, I believe, responded to this tweet. Like, this is like the little, you know, on the meme, this is like the little domino that goes up to the massive domino. She ain't ready. And then they started talking about how a 19-year-old girl just needs a good bit of dick. Just like some normal adult men. Like Andrew Tate, I believe, is 36-year-old, nearly a 40-year-old man, talking about how a 19-year-old climate activist just needs a good bit of cock. And then she'll stop going on about the environment, won't she? Shields is about 42. Love that. Just fully grown men. Fully grown men. Doesn't Andrew Tate always go on about having as many kids as possible as well? He says women should literally be trying to have as many children as possible. Andrew Tate is 36 years old now. I don't believe he's had a single child, has he? As far as we know. Why is he not fulfilling his purpose to procreate? Like, who are these women meant to be having children with if he's not inseminating any women? That's what I would like to know. If he doesn't have any children, then he's not helping the cause. Because don't men, like, don't their sperm get... Your sperm becomes less powerful as you get to that age, you know? He has kids? Does he actually have kids? Oh my God, I feel sorry for those kids if he has kids, though. I really don't want him to procreate. I hope he doesn't have kids. Anyway, they all start talking about how Greta Thunberg needs a cock. Just give her a proper smashing and she will knock it off with her crazy feminist / climate nonniece. So, you know, they were just doing that whole kind of spiel of, oh, she just needs a cock. She just needs a dick. She needs dick and cock. Cock and dick. Dick and cock all day long. Because that is literally the only clapback that these guys ever have to anything. That's literally the only comeback that these men ever have is, you just need a big fat cock. I've had it before. I've had the same clapback to my feminism a decade ago. I've had exactly the same thing. Oh, you just need a big cock. But have you considered cock and balls? Whoa! It's literally the same comeback. It's been the same comeback for more than a decade. It wasn't funny back then. It's still not funny now. Think of something new! I wasn't making shit a decade ago, no, but I was talking to people a decade ago. So I think what happened after that is he decided to at Greta Thunberg and tell her that he had 33 cars. Maybe he won't have those 33 cars for much longer. We'll see. My Bugatti has a W16 8-litre quad turbo. Don't know what that means. Sounds very manly. So it sounds like he has a very small dick. My two Ferrari 812 Competizione have 6.5-litre V12s. You think they're all leased? Possibly. This is just the start. Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions. So guys, I'm sure you're wondering, because you haven't heard by now, what happened after that. Well, you see what happened after that? Because I'm sure you've not heard by now. Greta quote tweeted this. And this has... How many likes does this have now? 3.6 million. I believe this is in the top 10 liked tweets ever now. There's a Wikipedia page. Most liked tweets ever. Where's she ranking? Number 5, baby! Yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com. And of course, what was the brilliant comeback that Tate had to that? Honestly, I have not watched this video yet because I wanted to watch it on stream. I wanted to react genuinely to this video on stream, so I have not watched it.
I'm obviously a stranger to online controversies, not something I often do. But now, the mainstream press is commenting on the fact that I was informing Greta that my very extensive car collection with internal combustion engines, which run on dead dinosaurs, have an enormous emission profile. And she replied by telling me her own email address. Greta's email address is, I have small dick energy. Why would that be your own email address, Greta?
No, that wasn't it. It was small dick energy, not I have small dick energy. Wrong.
Strange. I mean, also, I don't want to assume her gender. It's 50-50, but it is what it is. I'm not actually mad at Greta. Please bring me pizza and make sure that these boxes are not recycled. Thank you. So, I'm not actually mad at Greta, right? Because she doesn't realize she's been programmed. She doesn't realize she's a slave of the Matrix. She thinks she's doing good. Someone has sat her down and convinced her to try and convince you to beg your government to tax you into poverty to stop the sun from being hot. And then, because I called her out on it, the global Matrix got...
I don't even know where to start with that. Okay.
This bot farm to like and retweet and all this bot comment.
Oh, it was bot. He's saying it was bots that liked her tweet. Is he seriously saying?
To like and retweet and all this Matrix got this bot farm.
Wait, what?
And then, because I called her out on it, the global Matrix got this bot farm to like and retweet and all this bot commenting to try and pretend that her telling me that she has a small dick in her own email address somehow teaches me a lesson. Welcome to a new episode of The Clown Show. But now I know, at least, that Greta, with a little hate-filled face, bitter, sitting somewhere without the heating on, in the cold, a little hat, shivering.
In a little hat.
Tweets, which is going to make my Twitter account far more fun into eternity.
Oh, that was so bad. That was like... Just literally sit down for 2 seconds and maybe like write down a few clever things you could say. That was clearly just like off the cuff bullshit. He didn't think about that for a second. It's a bot farm. Sure, bro. I thought Elon Musk got rid of all the bots. What happened after that? I wonder. Matt Walsh, of course, was back in Tate up. People are acting like this is the greatest insult of all time and pretending not to notice that she completely fumbled it by saying that this is her own email address. Oh, no. Oh, you want to email me? Well, you'll have to send it to this embarrassing email address of mine. Ha! Owned. Apparently an expert on getting email addresses from young girls. And then what happened? What an end to the year. See, they were raided for like this exact same thing before, weren't they? But didn't he just like pay them off the last time? What would stop him doing that again? I think that Greta has made them take it seriously. Yeah, it does seem a bit different this time. I know you mean Greta as in the organisation Greta. The word is that they used the pizza box to determine that he was in the country, which is obviously hilarious. But it is kind of disputed as to if that's the real way that they found out he was in the country. Like, I'm pretty sure that wasn't the only way that they had to determine that he was in the country. I'm sorry, I know it's a hilarious little detail, but I'm not entirely convinced that that was how they found out he was in the country. Like, surely they have other records to determine whether he's in the country. Doesn't matter, funny, so true. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Surely they have access to like flight records. I mean, I guess like he takes private jets everywhere or something, doesn't he? But like still they'd have records of that, wouldn't they? Don't kill the meme. Okay. It was the pizza boxes, guys. It was the pizza boxes. This is like the third story involving pizza and sex trafficking. Do you realise that? The third story. We have Pizzagate and we have Prince Andrew. And now we have this. It's so weird. Pizzagate 3.0. It's obviously pizza's the problem. We should ban pizza. But let's not ban pizza. No! You have to admit, it's a little bit weird. We had a brilliant take from Julia Hartley Brewer. See, this wasn't the original tweet. This is what she said in response to Greta. She said, "I choose Andrew Tate's life every single time over the life of a half-educated, doom-mongering eco-cultist. And the only car I own is a diesel Tiguan. Tiguan? I've deleted my previous tweet that mentioned Greta's autism because, although I only referred to it because she states it in her own Twitter bio, people decided to take offence at a fact, even though they had no problem with this woman calling a man small dick. So, yeah, that's like completely normal. To include this woman's neurodivergence within a list of other things about her that you intend to be insults, and then just say that that one was only intended to be a fact. It's very curious, isn't it, Julia? It's a bit weird that you just randomly include just like something that's just a fact in that list, isn't it? People do that all the time when they're listing insults about someone. They'll just throw in a random fact in there that they don't mean as an insult. That happens all the time. That's a completely normal thing to do. And then what happened after that? Well, you can't make this up. Romanian authorities were urged last year to effectively prosecute human traffickers by Greta, the group of experts against trafficking human beings. So this is how we know this was all planned. We need conspiracy music!
There is no such thing as a coincidence.
Romanian authorities were urged last year to effectively prosecute human traffickers by Greta, the group of experts
against trafficking human beings.
This is the Matrix. It's all programmed. Don't trust anything, guys. Greta is behind it all. Romania urged to effectively prosecute human traffickers and ensure access to compensation for their victims. So that was back in June last year. So it sounds like they're trying to take this shit more seriously in Romania, doesn't it? What the hell is this video from? What the fuck is happening here? Like, this looks real. This doesn't look like CGI. When did this happen? The Tesla factory. It's from Fast and Furious 8, is it? Okay. Piers' silence is deafening. Yes, very much so, yes. Somebody did update the Andrew Tate Wikipedia page, but unfortunately I checked this just now and I think it's been changed back. Bastard. It's gone. It's gone! Those fucking Wikipedia editors. Nerds. But then Greta said, this is what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes. Yeah, I actually don't think you can recycle pizza boxes anyway. Doesn't the pizza grease make it unrecyclable anyway? Yeah, the grease messes it up. So yeah, I don't think you can actually recycle pizza boxes anyway. I'm sure people chuck pizza boxes in their recycling bin all the time, but yeah, I think they get fucked up by the pizza grease. So it sounds like these are the two exact same women who were claiming that they were being held against their will before they were raided in April. So like, are they still there? Is it the same women? They could have gotten more evidence and witnesses since then. Yeah. Tristan and Andrew Tate were questioned for 5 hours at Dicot, then released, but inquiries continued. So they never like dropped the charges. Do you remember in his like cancellation last message video, he basically said he got swatted? Like, if he actually got swatted, they would have just dropped everything. Like, it's so obviously such a massive fucking lie. Yeah, and then obviously they just went away because they needed more evidence. But he said that the American woman who was claiming that she was being held against her will, he said that she chose of her own free will to go and live with them, with Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate. She chose of her own will to do that. And then when her boyfriend found out, he got mad and called the American embassy in Romania and got them raided. That was his whole story, that it was just like a jealous boyfriend. He said, I'm realistic, of course. And when you're realistic, you're sexist. You won't be grounded. You can't be grounded in reality and not be sexist. And what empirical evidence are you basing that on, Andrew Tate? I'm sure you've done like loads of research into this, haven't you? Yeah, research clearly isn't his strong suit. But it doesn't really need to be when your audience are 14-year-old boys. And I think he's very much aware that his audience are 14-year-old boys who are not the cleverest and aren't the most adept at critical thinking. And that's all he really needs to impress, to be fair, isn't it? So it's like he doesn't need to impress anybody else as long as he can keep grifting money out of that young audience he has. He doesn't really need to impress actual adults. Yeah, my audience demos on YouTube definitely sway a lot older than 14 years old. I don't think 14-year-old boys really have the attention span for 90 plus minute videos, unfortunately, that go deep into empirical evidence about things. Yeah, the authorities also searched a former policewoman suspected of involvement in the human trafficking case. It seems like they've somehow recruited an ex-Romanian policewoman into their scheme, and they've sort of like roped her into possibly sort of being the woman who rounds up possibly like younger, more naive women. Because she's a woman, young women are probably more likely to trust her. They're Ghislaine. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they got a Ghislaine. A Ghislaine. In the case, it was noted that at the beginning of 2021, 4 suspects, 2 British citizens and 2 Romanian citizens, constituted a criminal group organised in order to commit on the territory of Romania, but also of other countries, such as the United States of America and Great Britain, of the crime of human trafficking. Victims were recruited by British citizens by misrepresenting their intention to enter into a marriage/cohabitation relationship and the existence of genuine feelings of love. The lover boy method. Danny Gonzalez actually did a video about this where he went on his website.
My name is Andrew Tate. I'm a retired 4-time world champion kickboxer who is now a multi-millionaire, and I'm the most competent person on the entire planet to teach you about male-female interaction. Over 50% of my employees were actually my girlfriend at the time, and of all my girlfriends, none were in the adult entertainment industry before they met me. My job was to get women to fall in love with me. Literally, that was my job. My job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, test if she's quality, get her to fall in love with me to where she'd do anything I say. Holy shit, this is insane. And then he gets them to join his webcam empire where he gets them to do, he gets them to get nasty on camera. I'm not a lawyer, but does this not... Does this not feel illegal? At the very least, this seems like insanely creepy. This feels abusive. It feels like he's just confessing to crime.
So when you're running a sex trafficking ring, maybe don't make an entire website where you tell people about how you're running a sex trafficking ring and you're using techniques that are widely used by sex traffickers and are well known by authorities who investigate sex traffickers. Maybe don't boast about doing that on a public website. Yeah, the first rule about sex trafficking rings. Don't talk about sex trafficking rings. Let's watch the video. Yeah, I think they filmed their weapons, and didn't they say that they were fake? I mean, I know nothing about guns. I can't tell if that's fake or not. Fucking swords as well.
At the table. Okay.
Oh yeah, we had an update from Tate. He managed to tweet today. The Matrix sent their agents. When you get arrested for human trafficking, that's apparently just the Matrix coming for you. If you teach men to be strong, independent, and suspicious of government, you get arrested. They cannot have rich, powerful, free thinkers roaming around. The Matrix is in overdrive right now. Don't be fooled. What? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, it's so bad. Oh god. Oh god. I'm gonna make it better.
Throw suicide, Kurt Cobain, McLaren 720, but it sound like a plane. When I'm on the road, stay in your lane. Beat getting killed like a shot to the brain. Suicide. Suicide.
All right, Chad, look, I just woke up to some crazy catastrophical news about
what's the word that he's even trying to say there?
Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate. They just got raided and arrested in Romania. Listen, it's over some sexual trafficking. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what's going on. All I know is there was some Twitter feud with someone named Greta, or something like that. Greedy. and something happened where she basically said something like email me or something like that, and she texted her email, and then boom, the whole Twitter went crazy. You got like 3 million likes on it or something like that. I just hope it isn't true, for one. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to think. I just woke up, so I got hit with it like this. I love you. And this is also just a side thing, I thought. If they have trouble getting out of jail, this is exactly why we need Trump back in office, so he can pardon them. This is why not history is important. Not history. It's history what's not important. It's what's politics are important. We need certain people in office who make sure stuff like this doesn't happen. And that's assuming he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't do it and they're trying to hold him and stuff, we need someone like Donald Trump to come and pardon him. It's part of politics, and that's what we need to happen.
It's just part of politics, guys. To have a British citizen. Is he like? Are they British citizens? Pardoned by the US president. Right, so I just had a look how old he is. He's 22 years old. I mean, I guess someone 22 years old, it's possible they could be that stupid. But like I guess the fact that he's making money out of people finding it funny that he's that stupid kind of eggs him on to act stupid, doesn't it? Absolute meat riding from Aiden Ross, of course. I'm not going to bring up the picture again. I'm not bringing up the picture. I'm still traumatized. The free top G hashtag on Twitter is really something. Hate him all you want. That's fine. You have every right. But don't allow them to set a person up for a crime just because he's outspoken. Crazy how they can arrest the Tate brothers for alleged human trafficking, but haven't arrested a single Epstein-Maxwell client off the list. I mean, yeah, well, arrest them as well.
If anybody sees a media article where I've been locked up for whatever it is, they're going to look at it and go, this is bullshit. Tate didn't do that. You think I'm out here doing bad things? So when an article comes out saying Tate did this, I just pray there's enough people who are outside of the matrix to sit and go, this is some bullshit. And he doesn't deserve this, because I don't deserve it, because I will be innocent.
He doesn't deserve this, guys. He doesn't deserve it. The amount of people who are just happy to see Cobra Tate arrested and with problems is crazy. I 100% guarantee he doesn't wish the same thing for any of his haters. Crazy world we live in. He is still a hero.
The Matrix has attacked me.
What they don't want you to see. What do they not want us to see?
Andrew Tate. I've known Andrew Tate since 2013. And look, people might not like me for this, but he's always been nice to me. But I do know he's Andrew Tate.
He must be all right then.
Whose daughter had cancer. His daughter's been really, really ill.
Oh, he's all right then.
2 weeks for him to go to
he's all right then.
Tate arrested? Andrew Tate definitely did not get arrested. What are you talking about? He did? No, he didn't, bro. Shut up, bro. Bro, he's not in the Matrix, guys. Like, what do you?
I understand that you get 3 strikes. Strike 1 is they try and shut you up and discredit you. Strike 2 is they try and put you in jail for no reason. And one of my strikes is now gone.
We all know that the Romanian authorities, they famously give people 3 strikes, and on the 3rd strike they raid you.
And I now firmly believe that they're going to try and kill me.
Let me explain something to you right now. Hold on, stop. Let me tell you something right now. You're not going to fucking die, Andrew.
They decide you're guilty long before, and they find her.
Do these tater tots realize that they're making fan cams of another man in much the same way that BTS fans will obsessively make fan cams of BTS? Do you think they realize this?
The reason why, and it doesn't matter what you do about it, you will pay the fucking price.
We had it all to lose, we had it all to gain. I know it hurts when you hear my name. There's no sun without rain, no joy without pain. Whoever made souls made ours the same. Distance kills fake love and shows you what's real. I know the deal, I can play Heart of Steel. The distance seems to make it so much harder to heal. Give me one more night of your touch, just one more feel. I'm fucking some bitch and pretending it's you.
And I had to work for my shit. God and L'Oreal gave you. I had to fucking struggle. I had to go through hell to get on this yacht. You got on the yacht with an Instagram DM. I had to buy it. And now you're telling me I need to fucking settle down and behave and grow up? Fuck you.
It's just God and L'Oreal that gets them on a yacht. Did you know that I'm living life on easy mode? I don't have to do any work. I do no work. I just wash my hair with L'Oreal shampoo, and then men invite me onto yachts. Fucking wish that was true. Why is no one inviting me onto yachts? My hair is clean.
I come back into the Matrix. I come to you too.
Why is he so fucking obsessed with the Matrix? Was it not written by two trans women? Lana Wachowski and Lily Wachowski are American film and television directors, writers, and producers. The sisters are both trans women. So they actually wrote The Matrix. The sisters have worked as a writing and directing team throughout most of their careers. They made their directing debut in 1996 with Bound and achieved fame with their second film, The Matrix, a major box office success. They wrote and directed its 2 sequels as well, and were involved in the writing and production of other works in the Matrix franchise. Oh, awkward. Oh, is this the... Oh, I've seen this tweet before, but I didn't know that that was the writer of The Matrix.
And we escaped the Matrix together. I've not done anything to anybody. No victims of any kind.
These grifters, they really need to think of, like, another narrative, because this Matrix shit is getting so boring now.
The Matrix has attacked me.
Hit the fucking gym, stop being a bitch, and don't lose your masculinity. And yes, he mixes in jokes, dark humor, fucking exaggerated stories like any other creator on this
dark humor.
If you listen to the other people on the internet, they're not going to give you those things. I want my fans to be winning.
I think there's like multiple songs playing on the track, and I'm just like, my ears are bleeding. My ears are bleeding right now. Just the editing of this is just sending me into overdrive mentally. I can't deal with this. The dissonance is killing me. I can't take the dissonance. Like, if I ever end up in like Guantanamo Bay or anything like that, like this is going to be what they play on repeat. If you ever want to torture me, okay? Torture tips for Mooncat. Play 2 songs at the same time that don't fit together harmonically. And then over the top of that, put Andrew Tate. That's the scammer dude, right? That's the tech billionaire guy. Tech lead. Oh my god, he's the worst guy. Of course he loves Andrew Tate. Of course.
Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate has personally saved my life.
Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate changed my life.
I really want to adopt his mentality.
And I have to say, Andrew Tate played a big part in that.
They talk about...
Men will literally say Andrew Tate saved their life instead of going to therapy.
Andrew Tate has personally saved my life.
But therapy is part of the Matrix, so therapists are there to indoctrinate you. That is literally what they think, though. When I was investigating the manosphere, I did look into like what like men on red pill forums would say to each other about therapy. And yeah, they would literally say, oh, therapists are just there to like brainwash you. They just want to brainwash you into thinking that things aren't actually the way that they really are.
Put me in jail? Put me in jail. You put me in jail, I'm gonna walk in there with a pile of money like this. Guards, boom, 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 get some help. This cell's mine. Bang, bang. Before you know, I'll be chilling. It'll be the best quarantine ever. I'm ready, put me in jail. I don't give a f***. Yesterday I told them to put me in jail. You can take their court case, shove it up the Papa. We're hitting the streets. Alright.
I can't wait to see how many stacks of cash he brought into jail with him, and how many bitches and hoes he brought along with him when he got arrested.
I will show you where I have made my home whilst preparing to bring justice.
This kid is dangerous.
Then I will break you.
Well, yeah, didn't Piers Morgan like interview him literally the other day or something? Hi, Badger. We're about to get some
Let's go.
Thank you, Badger. Oh, you're such a good kitty. You know how to earn your keep, don't you, Badger?
So Ash Sarkar, who's
a lively contributor to this program, has tweeted, Andrew Tate, who you're interviewing about free speech, thinks women are a man's property.
What was that little look that he gave when he heard about Ash Sarkar?
One-on-one. So Ash Sarkar, who's a lively contributor to this program, has tweeted, Andrew Tate, who you're interviewing about free speech, thinks women are a man's property. We shouldn't be allowed to drive. Boasts about only dating teenagers to imprint on them.
It's like a little teenager! What the fuck? It's like
I don't think first thing the things she said I don't even truly believe. If you're prepared to listen to me, I'll explain to you exactly why she's completely and utterly wrong. If you can go through the points again, she said.
Do you think you're a misogynist?
Absolutely not. I'm not a misogynist on any
Wait,
level.
didn't we read a quote from him just a second ago, maybe an hour ago or something, where he literally said, I am a realist, therefore I'm a sexist. If you're not a sexist, therefore you're not a realist. And now he's like, I'm not a misogynist. At least get your fucked up ideology straight.
There's not been a single woman who's accused me of a crime, not a single woman who's accused me of rape, not a single woman who's come out and said anything from my entire past of 36 years I've done anything wrong ever.
I'm pretty sure that he has been accused of rape now. Pretty fucking sure that's within the charges.
I think the world's just lost its mind. For me to stand up and say a man should protect a woman now gets to be called a misogynist and canceled. If I said that 10 years ago, everyone would say, duh. And what's funny is, everyone who argues against me and says men shouldn't protect women, especially all the feminists, if they were with their boyfriend and a man broke into their house, guess who they'd expect to go downstairs? Think they'd go themselves?
I would go myself, to be honest. Yeah. On the Fresh and Fit podcast, there's this particular clip. This is a point that they tried to make on the Fresh and Fit podcast. This is some of the brain rot that I had to endure. Okay, an intruder broke into the Fresh and Fit podcast. The women apparently expected the men to do something, and that apparently meant that there are traditional masculine roles and traditional feminine roles that men and women adhere to, and they are intrinsic within us. And this was used as an example of that. See, like the women that they bring onto this podcast, like they will all be either Instagram models or OnlyFans models. They've agreed to go on the podcast because A, they didn't know much about the podcast to begin with, or B, they might have known about the podcast, but they thought that they'd be able to like legitimately clap back against what the guys were saying, or C, they just wanted to grow their social media following, and they realized that the Fresh and Fit podcast have like a large male following. They don't bring on women who are particularly adept at speaking off the cuff or particularly adept at debating, and they will sort of, steamroll them throughout the entire episode of the podcast and try and make them sound as ridiculous as possible. He doesn't let any of the women talk over him, i.e. interject to sort of rebut anything he says, because that's apparently being disrespectful of him on his own platform. But he will allow any man on his podcast to interject and talk over a woman. He just won't let a woman interject and talk over a man.
So you show up on the first date. I got a helicopter there. I give you some flowers. We go and do a tour of Miami, go fly over the city and everything else like that. Then I say, hey, I got reservations for Nusret, right? For some of you guys that don't know, that's Salt Bay's restaurant, right? $1,000 steaks and all that bullshit. We go over there.
Oh, God. I'd be like instantly, no, fuck off. I am not going to Salt Bay's restaurant. That is a fucking deal breaker. You have a reservation for Salt Bay's restaurant? I instantly have the ick. Goodbye.
We get some steak. Then I take you shopping. You spend $10,000, etc. And this is a first date. You don't know me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I've done all this stuff for you. But how'd you feel? Real talk. Would you fuck me that night?
Probably.
Yes. Yeah?
Yeah.
If you're doing all that stuff,
for
me,
to be honest, no.
But I know, no, you know what?
It depends on how
You don't have to, but
I know the point Myron's making.
Yeah,
I know. Because I don't think that's true.
I've had guys.
So you have to bear in mind that these women are saying whatever they think that they need to say to get more people to sign up to their OnlyFans or to their Instagram. They're just doing business. They're just doing business. They're like, yeah, I probably sleep with you that night. They're just doing business.
If you get a high value guy, at least he has the option to say no to something. Wait. Is he saying my name? Is he saying my name?
I don't know who this guy is. No, my friend.
What the fuck?
I don't give a fuck. We're doing a fucking podcast, my friend. Get out of here.
Chris,
yeah, get the fuck out of here.
How did he get in here?
I don't know. Fucking weirdo.
What the fuck?
Wait, he's trying to fight you? He's trying to fight you?
I don't know. He ain't trying to fight me. He's trying to say hello to me. He doesn't want to fight me.
I think he said he's trying to fight you.
No, it's not a fight. I just want what the fuck does he want?
I thought he just said he's trying to fight.
Yeah, he's not fighting a fight.
Oh shit, guys, he's going down. I just said I'm a world fucking 4-time winning star. It's a world championship.
Yo, guys, Dogecoin.
Dogecoin. Somebody just pulled up.
I put $500 in Dogecoin. It's at $8,000 right now, guys. Or probably more.
Period.
Follow me on Instagram, YITSITAXO.
Follow me, I'm Champagne Pocky, like Drake, but with Pocky, the Japanese candy.
He doesn't want the smoke. I didn't take my jacket off.
Champagne
I took my jacket off on a motherfucker.
Yo,
what the fuck?
He's like, oh, follow Tate. Tate's so rich and sexy.
How did he get in here?
I don't know. How did he
get in here for a minute?
Yo, who let him in?
Who was that?
So this guy, that's his fan, right? Found the room.
He was like, hey, I'm trying to suck your dad's crazy.
From what Fresh CEO says, from what he comes back, like it wasn't even a guy that was trying to beat up anyone. It was a guy who was a super fan of Andrew Tate and was trying to break in to like say hello to him or something. I love how they decided to like title this video "Strong Independent Women Turn Feeble After Man Breaks In." Did that really happen? The women were guests to this podcast. The two men who run the podcast sort of went to see what was going on after Andrew Tate left to go and see what was going on because Andrew Tate heard that the guy was asking for him. Did they really turn feeble, or did they just sit there and plug their Instagrams and their OnlyFans? Like, literally nothing even happened. Like, Andrew Tate went out there like, yeah, I'm gonna fight, and the guy didn't even want to fight. No, I don't think the guy was even aggressive. But they really, really tried to make a point out of this. When a guy broke into the podcast, they were all like, ooh, save me, Andrew.
If you find a man who is stoic, he's not going to hurt people. He's going to sit and think about his actions very carefully, and he's going to be a good man who protects and provides for his family. You find a man who just acts out on impulse and does whatever he feels like, you're going to find a dangerous man. Sitting here telling men to cry more and act with their feelings, and it's okay to feel this way, that way, etc. And
I wonder what ideology most of the mass shooters in recent years have seemingly taken on, just from looking at their manifestos and their general just actions that they've taken before going on these mass shootings. Do you think that before the mass shootings they were writing manifestos about men needing to go to therapy? You think that? Do you think that was happening?
Well, I'm not going to sit here and tell other countries how to run their laws. I'm going to live in societies with laws I respect.
You know what? I'll take unfair and unequal.
Sure.
Because that's self-explanatory.
I'm going to live in societies with the laws I respect. Therefore, the laws that do not punish you when you want to do the things that you want to do, which are sex trafficking.